Yes, people. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Welcome to my quick little Liverpool versus Crystal Palace preview. I'm absolutely done in, and it doesn't stop. I had a party last night, going out for the game, coming back to do a show after the game with the terrace, then going back out again, and then I'm out all tomorrow until the cup final. It's non-stop, but I can't leave you without a preview, can I? So let's get straight into it. Crystal Palace, Liverpool. I hate Selhurst Park. I hate Crystal Palace. I'm dreading this game, especially after Real Madrid. But what can you do? What can you do? We've got to play all these teams. We've got to play all these games, and fingers crossed that we can bounce back. But there is bad news going into the game today. No Darwin Nunez. By the looks of it, no Darwin Nunez, which is a massive blow. A major blow. But let's see, everyone. Ravi, mate, good to see you. No Darwin, it seems. Yeah, Eunice, it's a big blow, that. Big blow. Big ups, Ryan. Yeah, gonna know, but Klopp, my manager, I'm so gassed with what he said yesterday. I thought yesterday was some really good talk in that press conference, especially the embargo section. It's what I want to hear from my manager. It's what I want him to be saying. It's what I want him to be doing. I'd never expected him to come out and say FSG are crap, they're this, they're that, yada. No, that's obviously not what he's going to do. But I appreciate him questioning it. And that's more of what I want to see. I need to see more. Obviously, I need to see more because actions speak louder than words. But it's a good start. It's a really good start from him. I legit thought earlier on in the week that he would defend FSG, but actually put pressure on them. He did, and that's really good to see. Hope Darwin will be fit for the Wolves game, especially the United game. Fingers crossed, but I think he's still nursing that shoulder injury that he picked up against Newcastle, to be honest. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I'm not really invested in the rest of the season, to be fair. Top four, don't gas me. I want top four. Obviously, I want top four because I want to be playing Champions League year in, year out. But I do. The embargo section yesterday gave me a little bit more confidence that maybe we are going to get the investment that we need in the summer. And if we are going to get that, that's boss. That's really important. But that was always my worry with top four, that if we got it, FSG might sit there and go, well, why do you need transfers? You got top four with these players, just do it again. Or Klopp would sit there and go, well, I managed to get top four with them. They've got one more in them. Once they bounce back, once they have more energy, yada. But now it seems like we're really going for it. And big ups yourself, Ben. Don't want to ruin your day, but I've been told by somebody I trust that the midfield is Hendo, Milner, and Naby. Oh no. This isn't 18-19. That was our 18-19 midfield. When we played them at Selhurst Park, second game of the season, 18-19, we went into that game with Henderson, Milner, and Naby Keita. It's now the 2022-2023 season, and we're going into Selhurst Park away with Jordan Henderson, James Milner, and Naby Keita. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm all for. I was more than happy to rest Fabinho or drop Fabinho, to be honest. But I think by Chetic out of that midfield, I don't like the looks of that, because by Chetic is actually, when he's played well, everyone else has played well. He's been setting the standard, so losing him, I don't like that. But yeah, so obviously the big news is no Darwin, but I'm obviously at the press conference yesterday, and he was discussing that there will be changes. Ibu Kanate has done a couple of training sessions, but I'll be surprised if he goes into the starting 11. I'll say that much. I'm very much expecting it to be Virgil van Dijk and Joe Matip at the back. But in terms of who I could see coming in, definitely Simicast. I assume Simicast will come in. It's been a while since he started the game, and as much as I'm not his biggest fan, I do expect to see Kostas Simicast come into that lineup at left back and give Andy Robertson a rest. And obviously, with no Darwin Nunez, the whole attack will be a position for debate, should we say? A position for debate. And when I look at it, I'm looking at it as very much a Diogo Jota left wing, Cody Gakpo down the middle thing. Because maybe it's a Roberto Firmino game. Maybe it's a Jota Firmino Salah, which is something that I could see. But I think Cody Gakpo has recently started to find a little bit of form in the league, so I don't really see the point in taking him out. Maybe you can sub him off or move him to the left after like 60 minutes, but I'd definitely start him today, and I'd definitely start Diogo Jota because Diogo Jota's our biggest goal threat behind Mo Salah in this team. 100% he's our biggest goal threat, even if he's not fit and firing yet. So get me Diogo Jota in that team, and we've got a fighting chance. But Crystal Palace without Wilfried Zaha, he picked up an injury against Newcastle at the end of January, and he won't be back till next month. So that's good for us. But I've got a feeling that Patrick Vieira might go with Eberechi Eze and Michael Olise together, which will cause us problems because if we're going with Milner and Henderson, a duo like Elise and Eze, they're going to cause all sorts of problems to them too. Such a mobile duo, though. Like, I love Eberechi Eze, and I think Michael Elise's class as well. I think the pair of them are really, really, really good. So we need to be on our A game, which is, Tsimikas is fine at left back. I don't like him, but he's fine at left back. But I still would have preferred Robertson because I think Robertson's our best defensive fullback. But hey ho, Robertson is gagging for a rest, and we don't want to run players into the ground like we done last year because we saw what happened at the back end of last season. Thoughts on the Barella rumours? I'd like Barella, but I get the feeling it's one or the other in terms of him or Jude rather than him and Jude. Him and Jude would be the perfect one. Him and Jude as a midfield partnership would be perfect. But I do get the feeling it's one or the other. To be fair, I'm not surprised by that midfield. Bajcetic has to be rested. I prefer Henderson at DMO, Fabinho, and Naby has to win. I was expecting Henderson, Bajcetic, Keita. That was what I was expecting the midfield to be today. I was expecting Henderson into the 6, and then Bajcetic and Keita centre mid partnership. Milner at left centre mid, though, iffy one for me, but it is what it is, isn't it? Big ups yourself, realism. Big ups yourself and listen to him. Make sure you're liking the video if you're not already. Make sure you're subscribing. But Bajcetic has played too much. He needs to be rested. He's maybe. I disagree, but I can understand it. I think he's still got enough energy to not. I mean, he hasn't played anywhere near as much football as the rest of them across the whole season, sort of thing. So I think he could have done another couple of games in a row. Is Nunez injured? Yes. Apparently so. Apparently Darwin is struggling with an injury. Nunez started that shoulder issue. I think it's that. Well, obviously, we'll find out when Klopp says later, but I think it's that shoulder issue that because it seemed it was a little bit of a ooh when he went off against Newcastle, but he was straight back in against Real Madrid. I think he rushed himself back for that one with the expectation that he wouldn't play today. At least Arthur Melo's back starting for the 21s. Is he ever going to make another first team appearance for us, or is this entire Liverpool career going to be them 14 minutes against Napoli? I'd love to know. Man like Tom, a little big up yourself, Pablo. Thoughts on how we best manage the likes of Elliott and Ramsey? Harvey Elliott is not a centre mid, so don't play him there. Play him as a backup to Salah or in the 10 if we ever do play a system which has a 10 in it. If you're going to put him at right centre mid, you have to surround him with 2 physical monsters to make up for his lack of physicality in the midfield. And Ramsey I don't think Ramsey's an issue. I think he's just... These sort of things happen with players when they're at that age. They'll often have a growth spurt. They'll often hit these, I can't remember what it's called, but Stevie G had it as well. And it just takes a while to get rid of it, but he'll be fine. I'm more than happy for him to be back up right back because I like what I've seen from what he's played for us so far. We must win today to have any semblance of confidence going forwards. I agree. I think, obviously, that loss against Madrid was a bad one. It was a really, really bad one. But because it was in the cup, we might just get away with it. We might just get away with it. If we can continue our form in the league, that might just be what we need rather than this. Gomez should never play for this club again. That performance the other day was a disgrace, and he's been shocking all season. Joe Gomez is incredibly inconsistent. Joe Gomez is... What's the best way I can describe Joe Gomez? Joe Gomez is like a little dog. You have to constantly keep them engaged and focused on something. If he switches off, which he does quite easily, then you're in trouble. Then you're in real trouble. The best option to manage Elliott is to sell him. Harvey Elliott's a fantastic young player. Harvey Elliott's a fantastic young prospect. He just hasn't been utilised right this year. And when he gets utilised right, we'll see all. Jota's the start. I hope so. I hope it's Jota on the left and Gakpo through the middle. He's on a ban with Juve 30 days or so. What is this man's football career at this point? What is it? I can't lie, I'd like to see Salafino Jota front three. I feel like we haven't seen that front three enough over the last couple of years. I think it's got a really nice bounce to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just think you've got to... I think Gakpo has to get the nod because he's, had better recent form, and obviously Bobby's still coming back from an injury sort of thing. Curtis Jones to start. I hope he doesn't. I'd rather Milner than Jones. I'll tell you that much for free. I'd much rather James Milner than Curtis Jones. Arthur Melo's the most useless signing this club has ever made. Probably. Well, Gabriel Paletta was probably up there as well. Tom, are the rumours that Calvin Ramsey's injury could possibly end his career? No. Leeds v Southampton will be massive. Onuachu. Watch out for Onuachu in this game. Onuachu and Sulemana for Southampton. They're the danger men. They are the danger men. Doak should be the backup to Salah, and if you play with the 10, then I'll have Firmino and Carvalho in that position above him, so Elliott has no use. Ben Doak should not be the backup to Mohamed Salah at 18. Especially not when Harvey Elliott has had a good season in terms of putting up numbers. I think he is our highest scoring midfielder. Or while being in a dysfunctional midfield. There's clearly a player in Harvey. If you don't see it, it's fine. But I see a player in Harvey Elliott, and I really like what I see. So I'm more than happy for him to be the backup to Salah and play him in that position. I think there's a different term for it, but yeah, it's basically your growing pains. That's the one, because that's what's really been the issue with Ramsey. It's always been different parts that have been injured, but it's always the same thing. Why haven't I heard anything on Gomez's hamstring issue? Because it wasn't a hamstring issue. It was a way to get him off the pitch after the fucking disaster class he had. But you didn't hear that from me. If Canate was fit and played against Madrid instead of Gomez, we would still be in this tie. Maybe. I think the third goal probably doesn't happen because he doesn't give away that foul. I think the second goal doesn't happen. But the other three, I don't think Joe Gomez was majorly at fault for the other three, so we're probably still in it. But then again, who knows? Probably it's a different game if you got Canate in it. He's not inconsistent. To be honest, he had 2 good games this season, City and Everton at home. Who was talking about there when I said inconsistent? Was it Elliott? Was it Elliott? I can't remember. I can't remember what I was on about that. I'm blowing out my arse. I woke up like 12. Oh, was I on about Joe Gomez? I was on about Joe Gomez. Right. I used to actually rate Arthur Barca. His career went downhill after the move to Juve. That move to Juve was dodgy, man. All the stuff about like Pjanic and the money in that. Money laundering, if I've ever seen it. And yeah, Gomez ain't injured. Though there was about the hamstring thing to protect them. First goal, Canate blocks. Third goal, he doesn't give away the foul. Fourth goal, he blocks it better. Fifth, I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't think he blocks the first one because the first one's just really good by Vinicius. If I was in that same situation, it's a bit weird to say he would have blocked it because with the power that Vinicius got on it and the placement that he got on it, I think if you get a better block on that, it probably ends up like the fourth where it deflects in. But I can definitely see the third and the fourth one. How can Gomez have so much muscle but use his body so poorly? Gives so many fouls away and always on the wrong side. It's all well and good having the physical tools, but if you don't have the footballing brain for it, you're not going to do anything with it. You're not going to do anything with it. Zaha is not playing, and he only played in Crystal Palace with more pace than Phillips. Phillips over Gomez today. I'd have Matip in there, even though Matip's dodgy. If it's Phillips in there, it's Phillips in there. I'm Sam with it. I like Nat Phillips, but I do think he'll go Matip. Can we all agree that Gomez is a right back and Trent's a midfielder? Trent has the technical ability to be a midfielder. Trent needs to scan more. Trent needs to be more on it up there, but then he can be. Joe Gomez at right back is probably his best position, but it's not because he's good there. It's because he's less problematic. I actually think Henderson is the most to blame for the first goal, to be honest. But Gomez also has to take blame. There's about 3 or 4 people who have to take blame for certain goals in that game. When am I coming back? I don't know. There was a picture of me talking to Klopp and training like a week ago, so who knows? Who knows? Trent should never play in midfield. He wouldn't be. Trent has the technical ability to play in midfield. He just needs to sort out that he needs to scan more and he needs better positional sense. If he's able to gather those two, then he's a better central midfielder than right back. But because he doesn't have those two, he's a better right back than central midfielder. Simply being a great passer of the football doesn't mean you'd make a good midfielder. I think there's more to Trent's game than that, but I hear you. But anyway, look, I've got to go get ready. Go. This was never going to be a long one. I'll give me team prediction. I'll give me score prediction, and I'm going to go with Ali in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas. We'll go with what Ben said in the midfield: Henderson, Milner, Keita, Salah, Gakpo, Jota. That's how I assume he's going to line it up. And score prediction wise, I will say I hate Salah. I absolutely hate Salah's Park. I think it's a really, really, really tough ground to go to. You all remember Chris Istanbul, but I remember the year after when we got spanked 3-1 there when Ricky Lambert bagged. I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool. Just about, and I do mean just about. Mo Salah to bail us out, and Diogo Jota to get his first since his return. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. For fuck's sake, Papa. Jesus God. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, that's not Papa, fair players. Give me a good laugh, that. Give me a good laugh. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Sorry, it's not a long one. I'm goosed and I've got to go out again. But I had to get a quick little preview up for you and have a quick little chat about the game today, which is what do you need to do? You need to like the video if you're not already, subscribe if you're not already, follow the socials that are shown down below, and yeah, check out tomorrow for the reactions to this game as well. And I will see. It'll be like probably after the final, like 8ish or something. Who knows? Anyway, in a bit, everyone, and I will see you next time.